Let's start with something you already feel every time you sit down to game or create but haven't put into words. Your current laptop does great for everyday stuff, but the moment you push it, it feels like it's catching up with you, not meeting you where you are. The first week you live with the Alienware 16 Aurora, that mismatch between your pace and your machine's pace simply disappears. This is for the kind of person who treats performance as a baseline, not a luxury. You don't want to negotiate settings. You don't want frame rate drops in intense moments. You don't want to pause mid-game to close background apps or pray a scene doesn't stutter. You want power that keeps up with how fast you think, aim, and create. Before anything else, take a moment to check the current price and availability. Laptops this capable don't linger quietly in stock, especially when people finally realize what they've been missing. You probably notice the upgrade need quietly but consistently. A boss fight where frame rates dipped. A render that took just long enough to break your flow. A creative project where switching between heavy apps felt like a negotiation instead of a flow state. You adapted, you compensated, you worked around it, but that tiny friction never went away. That's not acceptable anymore, and you know it. Once this Alienware is in your space, that friction just vanishes. There's an immediate sense of confidence that settles in when you fire up a game, open a heavy project, or dive into multitasking. Apps don't stall. Visuals don't stutter. Heavy tasks don't make you pause, they stay steady. That's the difference between functioning and flowing. In real-life use, that shift shows up everywhere. Gaming feels fluid and alive because the RTX 5050 doesn't just push frames, it maintains them under load. Graphics feel detailed, responsive, and sharp because the hardware actually has the headroom to stay composed. Creative workflows feel more predictable because you don't have to guess whether your machine can handle the next move. Even everyday browsing feels snappy because everything else keeps pace instead of lagging behind. This isn't just about raw numbers, it's about real-world performance. 16 GB of DDR5 RAM means multitasking stays smooth instead of strained. A 1 TB SSD means storage isn't a bottleneck. The Intel Core 7240H isn't some everyday chip. It's a performance-focused engine that keeps heavy tasks running without hesitation. All of it wrapped in a chassis that means business instead of just looking flashy. Quick heads up, don't assume pricing or availability will hang around forever. Gaming laptops with real performance and portable muscle tend to get noticed fast once people hear what they're capable of. If you're wondering whether this level of power makes a difference outside benchmarks, here's the truth, it does, by changing how you use your system. Not just what it can technically achieve. You don't wait on your hardware anymore. You trust it. There's a grounded satisfaction that comes with owning something like this. It doesn't insist on flash over function. It just performs, consistently, confidently, and without compromise. You don't explain why you chose it, you just experience it every time you sit down. Games feel locked and fluid. Heavy workloads stay composed. Multitasking feels effortless. Long sessions feel comfortable and reliable. Your system finally keeps pace with you. This isn't built for casual use. It's built for people who expect performance without hesitation, whether they're gaming, creating, or doing both at the same time. Eventually the comparison loop fades. You stop chasing specs and start noticing how smoothly everything runs. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you delay, then realize later how much you were missing. If you're ready to stop working around your hardware and start working with it at full capacity, check the current price, see what's available, and step into a machine that finally feels as capable as you are.